Hey guys, it's Reese, and today's video is probably one of the most requested videos I have literally ever had on my channel. So all the time, you guys ask me to make a video where I kind of walk through my editing process for how I make my videos on my other channel, Spellbooked. So if you didn't know, I also run the channel Spellbooked, which is an editing channel. You've probably seen one of my videos in your recommended section. I've been editing for about 6 or 7 years now. I have a lot of experience on a lot of different editing softwares, and I thought I would just kind of walk you through like a really basic masterclass of like the basics of how I put my videos together. I personally use the editing software Final Cut Pro. It's more expensive and advanced, so a lot of beginner editors don't use this. So if you don't have this, it's totally fine. It's very comparable to iMovie. A lot of these tools you can find on iMovie or basically any other editing software. It's just kind of like my walkthrough of just how I make my videos. Even if you don't want to make your own videos, just if you're curious, I'm just gonna walk you through it. I'm not going to be making an actual video for my channel. I'm just going to be showing you some of my like most popular tools and editing techniques. And I thought, since I have this really cute Baby Yoda shirt on that I just uploaded a Baby Yoda video on Spellbooked, that I would walk you through an episode of The Mandalorian for my editing today. So without further ado, I'm going to switch over to a screen recording of my laptop. If you're wondering what kind of laptop I have, it is a MacBook Pro. I love it a lot. I had a MacBook Air for several years before this, which I also really liked. This one is just really good for what I do. I have like the biggest screen type, so it's really good for editing and watching movies. I have the touch bar, so that's also helpful for editing. So yeah, I mean, you don't need this, but that's just what I have. I have a MacBook Pro, and I have a lot of cute stickers on here if you can see them. But yeah, so that's my computer, and I'm just gonna do a voiceover of me editing my video. So yeah, let's jump into that. Okay, so this is what the base of one of my projects looks like. I threw the first Harry Potter movie in here just so I could do kind of multiple examples. It starts with just a bare timeline like this, and then whatever I'm working with I'll have up here in this kind of little clip area. So a very common question I'm asked is, when I make my videos, do I rewatch whatever I'm editing? And the answer depends on what I'm editing. So if it's Harry Potter, the answer is no. If I was going to be making, for example, a Sassy Hermione video, I have the Harry Potter movies memorized, so I would know that I would have to scroll down to when they first meet on the train, which is like around here. I kind of scrolled too far, and then I would be able to go in and pull something like this scene. So if I were to be editing Sassy Hermione, then what I would do is I would just take the little clip right here of her being sassy, and I would pull it out and put it here, and that would put it into my timeline. So now I just have this little clip of Hermione being sassy. I would crop it so that there aren't any black borders around it, and there it would be. Now this is more evident in TV shows or like Marvel movies that just came out. I won't have them memorized, obviously, so like when I just made my Baby Yoda video, thankfully the episodes of The Mandalorian are pretty short, so what I do is I just take the skimming tool and I skim along here until I find, this is like a recap of the last episode, so I would skim through, for example, like this, until there. So now I see Baby Yoda. I will rewatch it to see if it's something that I want to include, and if it is, then I'll pull it out like this and I'll put it in. Now a lot of my videos have like effects on them, so in different scenes I'll add different effects to the video to like make it funnier, enhance whatever I'm trying to do. So I'll show you kind of some examples of how I do that. So let's continue with like the Sassy Hermione theme. We'll put this little clip in here. And so let's say here I want to be editing this scene, and I think it would be so hilarious if I zoom in on Hermione's face here to just like, I don't know why, but I just want to do that. So what I'll do is I'll cut it, and then all I have to do is use the transform tool. I set a keyframe at the beginning and a keyframe at wherever I want to stop zooming in. So I'll zoom in to like right here, kind of center it on her face, and then you're watching the clip. And then when it gets here,
it just goes like that. That's literally one of the easiest effects ever. Even easier if I'm not doing the zoom, if I just want it to like get closer in on her face, all I have to do is go like this and then just leave it if I just want it to be like a close-up. Now, if I want to take this iconic scene and I want to add a caption to it to really drive home that it's Leviosa, that line, then I'm gonna add text, and this is how I add text to my clips. So I just pulled this scene out, I'm gonna crop it, and then I'm going to put little text in the corner of like her dialect of how she's saying the word. So to do this, I'm going to go to my text tab. I'm going to just look up basic title and I'm going to drag that in. I'll then crop it to fit however long I want it to be on the screen. It's just going to look like this. This is like the default. I'm going to have her say Leviosa. And then for everyone who asks what font I use, it's literally just Comic Sans. Like, it's the most basic font ever. I take that, I put it wherever I want to place it, and then it will pop up on the screen in the place where I selected it, obviously. So if you could probably tell, as I've been adding these clips in here, they've been building up on my timeline. So the way that it's set up, all of these clips are gonna start playing in order. Obviously, this is literally horrible. I would never upload this. I'm just doing this for an example. But now, since I've worked on all of these, I would put them in the order that I wanted to. Obviously, Baby Yoda doesn't really fit in here. It was just to show you how I work with TV shows. But if I wanted this clip to play first and then I wanted this one in the middle, all I would do is go like this and put that there. There are a lot of really awesome tools available on Final Cut Pro. Obviously, if you watch Spellbooked or you watch any of my videos on here, I make a lot of different types of edits. I consider myself to be a pretty advanced editor. These videos that I upload consistently on Spellbooked are extremely easy skill level. It's just so that I can be producing them on like a weekly or bi-weekly basis. But there are some videos that I put a lot more effort into that involve like music, transitions, colorings, different effects. Those take me a lot longer, but there are a lot of great tools on here that allow me to create those. I'm not going to be going into that in this video. However, I did upload a video several years ago when I used to be an Instagram editor, which I put a lot of work into those videos. And I uploaded a whole video where I described how I made those. So I will link that in the description for you if you are like an Instagram or a TikTok or however the kids edit these days. I don't know. I don't do Instagram edits anymore. But if you want to work with After Effects, that is what I used for my videos on Instagram. I do I occasionally use them for my edits on YouTube, but After Effects is a really, really advanced software, so it's definitely not beginner level, and you'll want to start with something like Final Cut Pro or Premiere or iMovie or something like that. The way that I add my watermark in the corner, which I think is a really important step to video making, especially if you're trying to make edits on YouTube or Instagram and they are edits that you are putting your time and effort into, you definitely want to put a watermark on there so people can't steal them and then claim them as their own. My biggest regret is that my Tom Holland video that has like 20 something million views on Spellbooked, that is the only video that I've forgotten my watermark on, and it's my most popular video. So that was really stupid. Don't forget your watermark. Apparently I don't know how to spell. So what I'll do is I'll just type Spellbooked, I'll make it smaller, and then I place it in the corner. Final Cut Pro is really nice. It auto clicks a lot of stuff, so you don't have to worry about necessarily getting the dimensions exactly right. And then to make it like that transparent color, so it's not like super in your face the whole video, what I do is I just go to the compositing tab and I will go to soft light, and there, now it kind of has that overlay effect. And obviously, if this was an actual video I was uploading, I would spread it out over the whole thing. And now you can see it's a really nice effect in the corner, not super, like it's pretty subtle. It's just a way to show that I made this and hopefully no one will steal it. Usually my timelines are a lot longer than this. This is literally just 20 seconds. Videos that I have that go up to 5 minutes are extremely long. They take up a lot of space too, so just be cautious about that when you're editing. Make sure you have enough computer space so you couldn't possibly lose everything if you run out of room. And as you can see also, Final Cut Pro is really nice. They let you see like what you're working with. Something that I don't like about Premiere, which is also a really popular editing software, is it's definitely not as user-friendly. Where and what I mean is that like your timeline, which is this little stretch right here where it shows you the project that you're working on, you actually can't see any of the clips. They're just little bars. So it would be like if it was just this right here, you wouldn't be able to see any actual clips. So that wouldn't bother me as much now, especially since I've been editing for so long. But especially if you're getting started, you definitely want something like this where you can actually see what you're working with. And I'm so used to this that I actually hate working with Premiere. I eventually got used to After Effects, which is the same way, but it's a jarring change. So definitely don't jump right into those, and definitely watch other videos. Like this is literally just me showing you how I make my spellbooked videos. So yeah, I'm not teaching like a professional editing class. But as you can see, if I wanted to use Baby Yoda, I would be like, oh my gosh, I see him right there. And then I can just pull him out and that was like the most horrible cropping ever. And then you can see I can crop in my timeline. Since I went a little bit too over and under, I'll just crop until it's just Baby Yoda. And then there he is. And then, or Grogu or whatever, I'm not calling him that though. And then I can expand this out if I were to make the video longer, but usually adding my watermark is the last step. So yeah, if this was my completed project, then what I would do is I would go and I would export. I export as an Apple device, and then I would name it, there's Baby Yoda in here, so this doesn't really make any sense, but I would name it like Sassy Hermione, and then it would save it to my desktop, and then I would upload it onto YouTube from there. There's one more step that I do outside of the video making that's on Final Cut Pro, which is the thumbnail. You don't need to do the thumbnail on Final Cut Pro. It's just how I've always done it. You could use Photoshop or literally just like markup on your phone or whatever. But what I do is I just take the clip that I want to work with, that I want to be my thumbnail. I just pull it out into this separate thumbnail project that I have created, and then I will just I'll put the title wherever I want the thumbnail to be, wherever like this freeze frame that I want, and then I'll type out whatever thingy I want on there. I might add a little emoji just to be fun. I'll change the color of the text to match the aesthetic of the photo just by going to the outline and then changing the color that is like this. And then I just export this by going File, how do I even do this? File, Share, and then Save Current Frame, and it will just save it as a photo instead of a video. So yeah, I think that pretty much covers the basics of how I put together my videos. I think I'm just gonna jump back on over to the camera version of me now, so I hope you have enjoyed this voiceover, and I'll see you in a second. Okay, bye.
Okay, hi, I'm back. So yeah, that was just a really, really basic, really simple overview of how I edit my videos. If you want to try editing videos, or if you were just curious about how I did it, I hope that was helpful or enjoyable. Like I said, I'll link one of my older videos down below of a more intricate editing process. I need a drink. I just talked for so long straight doing that voiceover. Anyways, yeah, I mean, I usually edit several days out of the week. I spend several hours a week editing. It's literally my job. So if you have any further questions, just let me know. I did have a Patreon where one of my tiers was where I gave editing tips on like a weekly basis. I've closed the Patreon since then, since it just wasn't really working with all the tiers. But if you'd be interested in me reopening the Patreon, like strictly editing based, if you want like weekly editing tips, like how I download my movies and my shows that I work with, and just more stuff like that, let me know and I could look into reopening my Patreon. But if you just have other basic questions, just comment them down below if you think I can just answer it in a sentence or two, and I'll let you know. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something. I hope you like this little behind the scenes look. Subscribe if you're new here. I am Spellbooked, and I love making videos on this channel too, showing you kind of like what I do when I'm not editing. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed, and again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!